You know when you go to the bank and borrow, all you get is the principal, isn't it?
That's correct. Yeah.
You never get money to pay the interest at the same time.
I wish.
So in reality, the interest is never created. And the only way you can pay interest, or anybody else, is they have to take part of somebody else's principal loan. And of course, when that loan is paid back to the bank, that money is extinguished and goes out of circulation. Well now, obviously, if I borrowed $10 and paid it to you, well, when I come time to pay back, I wouldn't even have the principal, much less the interest, would you? Would I?
No, no.
So eventually, I've either got to go in debt more, or find somebody else and get them in debt more, or I've got to file bankruptcy, don't I?
That's correct.
Now you understand why that we went up in the last few years, up to where we're having over 1 million bankruptcies a year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is really startling information. It's so clear, but it's hard to believe that this has happened. Don't I, as a small business owner, almost have an obligation to start doing something to change this?
Yes, and the best thing I believe for you can do, there's a group of us that have introduced into Congress right now, they're down there studying it, a proposed restructuring of the monetary system that would change us back to a wealth money system, where money would be brought into the circulation as a wealth again. See, because the people should be creating the money, just like they produce the goods and services. And the best thing that you can do, and young business people like you all over the nation, is to call your congressman and ask questions about that proposal and push so that that proposal gets on the agenda and gets passed, so that we can now again bring this nation back into where we use evidence of wealth for a medium exchange instead of evidence of debt. That in reality is the only way that you can ever really be successful and at the same time not harm your neighbor.
So if me and enough people like me were to get involved in changing this, then we could turn our system back to a place where I give you something, you give me this, and we both benefit?
That's absolutely correct.
Well, it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to keep on slaving away like I am right now, creating problems for me and debt for me and others and hurting others and myself. Doesn't it make a lot more sense for me to get involved in changing this system and spending actual time changing the system so that we can make it right? Not just me, but other people as well.
Paul, young fellows like you with commitment to spend as much time trying to solve the problem as you do trying to make a living is the only real hope this nation has.
Well, let's do it.
What you have seen and what you have heard is what we announced in the beginning, the brutal truth about our money. However, as Byron pointed out, there is a way out of this mess. He is doing all he can to provide a solution, and he's available to speak to groups to help others to do whatever they can to come up with a solution. We need to restructure our monetary system, as Byron pointed out. It's obvious we can't go on as we have been. There are a couple of things we can do. First of all, we can invite our friends and neighbors in and watch this video. And secondly, we can send a petition in that goes along with the video to our congressmen. Call them, write them, let them know what you think. It's an urgent matter. They need to hear from you. We can't go on like this. Thank you.